So I wanted to talk a little bit about this thought I had just now, and I'm looking at a book. Well, I was looking at a book when I was at the red light. In between the light, as I was sitting at the red light, I picked up a book and I was reading a book. Long story short, I got to a page where I had a bunch of highlights in the book because I read the book already. It's called The Slight Edge, and I had a bunch of highlights in the book on this one page, and it was talking about a lady who was a shoe shine lady, and this lady. In between her customers, so she had like a good, I think 15-20 minutes where she could start reading, and she was reading novels. And I think the guy in the book, the author, was saying, what if in between that time, the 15 minutes, in between that time, she was reading, instead of novels and fictional stories, she was reading like business books and self-help books, and how to run businesses, how to start businesses, and how to get better, how to invest, things like that. And that brought me back to when a few years ago, when I was doing real estate. I think it was my first year getting my real estate license, and I went to it was hard. It was hard to get deals, right? And not that it's easier today, but I have figured out some things. But I was working at this place called Global Response, a call center, and while we were on the phones, I think we were doing customer service. I don't think it was sales. I think it was customer service. And in between the calls, they would allow us to read a book, and they wouldn't allow you to get on your phone, but allow you to read a book. So I picked up a book, Retire Young, Retire Rich, by Robert Kiyosaki, right? Rich Dad Poor Dad, one of the books in the Rich Dad Poor Dad series under that umbrella. And I started reading that book, and I just remember all the things he was saying. This whole thing. C students work for C students work for A students, A students work for C students, and the whole thing. And it just it just reminded me of this book. This book that I was just looking at reminded me of what I was doing right a few years ago, and how my life has really changed a lot, right? Because I still had the thought in my brain, right? Because I was reading the things. I didn't know about these things. I was reading about them, but I was sitting in a job, and I remember one of the ladies that was at the job. She was saying that, "Hey, Rob, you seem like you should be able to get promoted," and she wanted me to get promoted from like $9 to $11. Yet, in between my breaks, right, in between my phone calls, I'm reading about Robert Kiyosaki, Retire Young, Retire Rich. Just the title of the book is just amazing, right? And then I'm reading about him buying these 300 unit apartment buildings and refinancing them and taking $5 million out, and how he's saying there's non-recourse loans. I remember a lot of this stuff. He's saying there's non-recourse loans, loans over $2 million. Some of these loans are non-recourse where if the bank takes the house back, it has nothing to do with, takes the property back, it has nothing to do with you. They'll just they just take back the asset, and it doesn't affect your credit, and just all of these things. And I'm just every day I'm just absorbing and soaking, and and I've been doing that, and it's just a constant, continuous learning, right? Kaizen, the Japanese term Kaizen, Kaizen, continuous and never-ending improvement, right? So that story in the book, The Slight Edge, about the lady shoe shining, and how he felt like she should be reading, things to help her get out of that situation. I just remember what I was doing, which was reading, books to help me get out of that situation, and to be at the place that I'm at now. Making the income that I'm making now, and just thinking, man, it's possible for anybody and everybody. And one thing that I severely underestimated was the power of reading, and power of reading good things and studying, and because you're not gonna know right off top. Well, I can't say you're not gonna know, but for me, I wouldn't know right off top what's the right thing to do, how to do business. I remember graduating from college, or not even before I graduated, and I was in class like my junior year or sophomore year, maybe junior year, I don't remember, sophomore year. And I said, man, when are they going to start teaching us business? And I was in business class, but they weren't teaching us how to go out and get rich, how to go out and do business. And I was looking for it. I was thinking about it. I was looking for it. I remember asking that question. I remember asking that out loud. Probably asked it to a couple people, a couple friends. And then I, stumbled across Rich Dad Poor Dad. One of my boys had it. And I saw the book in his dorm room or in his apartment. I was like, hey, dude, let me, I've been looking for this book. Let me borrow that. And when I read that book, everything that I was wondering, everything that I was thinking, everything just came to light. Everything. Like, going to school, and how, I'm not saying don't go to school, but know what you're going to school for, know what skills you're going, you know what I mean? Just all of that. And, how the schools make money on student loans and just the whole thing. And that just started me on this journey. And it is a journey, right? So it's definitely a journey. And it's a process. So, one thing, whomever is listening to this, one thing you'll see is that you're going to start to fall in love with the process a little bit, right? For you to really make it, you're going to start to fall in love with the process a little bit. You definitely want to, be destination oriented as well, but it's hard to get to the destination without the process. And what some people realize, in this book as well, it says, would you rather $1 million or would you rather a penny doubled for 30 days? And I think a penny doubled for 30 days is $5 million. For 31 days is $10 million, right? And that's one penny. You can do the math yourself. I did it many times, right? Because I didn't believe it when I saw it in the book. But that's just the power of compounding, So one thing I realized is that, it's not just income that compounds. Knowledge compounds, right? The compound effect happens in knowledge, happens in anything if you compound it. You eat a burger a day, you eat a burger today, no big deal. You eat a burger every day for the rest of your life, you probably almost guaranteed to die of a heart attack or some kind of illness related to you eating those burgers, right? So you work out one day, okay, not a big deal. You work out every day for the rest of your life, man, you're gonna be feeling great. You're gonna be looking great. The same thing, right? So just these little things. It's called the slight edge because it's these little things compounded over time makes all the difference. And it has like a graph, and it says, over time, little positive, correct moves you in an upward direction, and little errors in judgment over and over and over every day moves you downward in direction. So you can literally have two people start off at the same place, and one person's just making little decisions, right, every day. Just one little decision. Okay, I'm going to spend an hour working out. Spend 30 minutes working out. I'm going to spend 10 minutes working out, but they do it every day. And the other person is going to take one drink per day, every day for the rest of their life. What do you think is going to happen, right? So, and it's called slight because and they might be doing the same exact job, same exact place in life, but one person invests in real estate with their additional income. One person invests in stocks. One person reads a book or reads a couple pages, reads 10 pages a day. Over time, over 30 years, over 10 years, over 5 years. Those two people are going to be in two different places, right? So, just a little thought that I had, and I'm on this drive to the office. It's on a Sunday, and I just was like, I wanted to get to the office and kind of put together some things that I'm doing right now. Right now, I'm actually putting together the wholesale business, and I've been putting it together for a while, but I've been I've been slacking on it, and now I'm kind of seeing some ways that I can kind of, really, like, what's the one thing, what are the things that I can do that can make this business work, like on autopilot, right? Where it can run, and then I just get in to fix fix the issues. So I kind of mapped it all out, and I'm going to see if I can, make some headway putting it all together. So that's what I'm doing. Hope all is good with y'all. And I'm going to peace y'all out. Peace.